Hey, before I start this video, guys, I just want to remind you, if you have a 401k, an IRA, or even savings in a traditional bank, you may want to get hold of the people at richielikesgold.com, because not one single subscriber that has gone with them has complained. There's no issues. They're solid, they're Christian, and they believe in your right to take your money that you saved your entire life and turn it into gold or silver. And they're giving out pretty substantial free silver, up to 50 grand to certain subscribers, because food and then banks, and not necessarily in that order. Do it or don't. Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'm in the Columbia River Gorge. I'm on the Columbia River, if you don't know what this is. And it's a gorge. The river runs between Oregon and Washington State. Right now, I'm watching a massive freight train go by. Well, look. And a tugboat pushing whatever those are. I don't know what they are. But it's early. I got up at 6 o'clock because where I camped last night, the crows woke me up first thing this morning. So all good. I wake up, I take my mountain bike for a ride. Last couple of days on the coast, especially in Oregon, it's been cold and wet. And the last 2 days I woke up with some congestion in my chest. So I figured, you know what? I've been out here on the coast for a while. It's time to head back inland towards the desert where it's drier. See if I can get rid of this early morning congestion and cough. And that's what I've been doing. But yesterday I was in the city of Portland. Portland looks like Boston to me. It's a big city, you know, the usual, blah, blah, blah. I stay out of cities, but I had to go to Portland for a quick minute. And it was crazy because absolutely every place, there's tents set up on the sidewalk with homeless people living in them. Like, so you've got Starbucks and these stores and this and that, all these other things, and then homeless people living right on the sidewalks, not under a bridge or, well, they are under bridges, but these people are right out in the open. It's a thing in Oregon. And it's crazy because when I was in Colorado a month ago, I'm on this really beautiful bike trail, and underneath the bridges, there's cities of homeless people. The Olympic Park in Colorado was used for the Olympics at some point, obviously, and now that it's not used anymore, it's all homeless people. So at any rate, I wake up and I'm feeling bad for myself, you know, I'm saying a prayer, and I got a cold in my chest. I haven't had a cold in years. So a little bit of a chest congestion, it is what it is, but I don't like it, you know. Oh, poor me, this, that, and the other thing. So I'm driving. I got to stop and pull over and get some Gatorade because I carry water, my own water. I filter it myself, and I usually mix electrolytes or Pedialyte or something into it to stay hydrated because I'm old and fat. You got to do that, so it is what it is. This morning, I don't have any. So I stop and I grab some Gatorade, and I notice an old dude sitting there with his service dog holding up a sign because he needs gas. I have seen so many people sitting on the side of the road with a gas can next to them holding up a sign saying they need money. So I go check this dude out, and, you know, he's grateful and whatever. God bless you. And it's like, yep. And I roll out. And I said, like, I think I said one word to him. I don't say anything. I hooked him up and I left. Whatever. And then 2 minutes later, I'm driving out of the gas station over a bridge, and I see some guy with a walker walking on the bridge fall right over, and everybody just drives by him. So I pull over. It's a it's a terrible place to pull over. Terrible place to pull over because you're on a bridge. There's all sorts of trucks, etc. I pull over, I throw my hazards on, and I walk over, and this dude is dirty. Beard, homeless dude, you know? Filthy, rotten, dirty, and he's sitting on the ground. And as I'm walking up to him, I can see him trying to get back to his walker, and he can't. And I walk up and I said, "Hey, bud, do you need a hand?" And he can't really talk all that well. He said, "No, I'm good, thank you. I have a neurological problem." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "But, you know," I put my hand out. He grabbed my hand, and his hands were filthy. Now, I'm not the cleanest dude in the world, but this dude was filthy. But it's all good. I tried to give him a hand, and he said, "I'm good, thank you." He didn't say it just like that. He said it as good as he could. But long story longer, I woke up feeling bad because my chest was congested. And this just reminded me how grateful you must be, because you could be the guy on the bridge who has come to terms with walking on a busy highway bridge and falling over and knowing that you can't get up, or you can't get up at your own time, or whatever. Like, that's his life. That's his life. I can see he hasn't showered in months. And the amount of people I've seen homeless out in the open this trip compared to every other trip I've ever taken is tenfold. It's bad. They're destroying the country. They're breaking it down, and the evidence is starting to show itself, whether you like it or not. I'm fairly certain it's not on the news. That's why I'm putting it in this video, even though no one will probably see this video because I'm shadow banned so bad. It's unbelievable. It is what it is, you know. I knew this coming into it. It just still surprises me how effectively they can erase you from the internet. It's amazing, you know, free country. But I just put a new video up on Jailbreak Overlander. It's all the coolest lighthouses on the West Coast. Some pretty badass footage. If you want to take your mind away from everything, go watch that video. I'll leave a link below. Or don't, whatever, I don't know. But I'll tell you what, you think you got it bad, it could be much worse. It could absolutely be much worse. If you see somebody in need and you have 10, give them 5. And it'll come back to you on the other end, one way or the other. God will never give you more than you can handle, is what I've been told. And a wise man recently told me that, because he knew who I was, and he said, "Man, you used to be huge online." I said, "Yeah, but I think I overdid it. You know, I spoke my mind, I spoke the truth, and they've tried to take me out for it." And he said, "According to the Bible, you are supposed to speak boldly." And he was referring specifically to the gays, the lesbians, the transgenders, the children being pushed towards this, what he still called liberal lifestyle. There is no liberals. It's good and evil. Straight up, period. Remember that. The Bible tells you to speak boldly. Anybody professing to be a Christian that is still using code words, etc., because they want to protect their monetary interests online, they're not speaking boldly. It bums me out looking at how many people have walked away because I told the truth. Do you know what I'm saying? For instance, somebody sent me an email yesterday, a guy named Hank, and a lot of people have, but I'm on the road, so I can only check once in a while. And it was Dr. Carrie Madej's IBMD, the Actors Guild thing, where you're listed as a Hollywood person. IBMD, whatever it is. And she's on there. Well, here's the deal. You know what's beautiful about this whole thing? I got a witness. Mike Decker was there the whole time. Dr. Madej straight up told me, I said that it was crazy that I was talking to her because she told me she was one of the doctors that was supposed to get killed back when I made these videos. Remember me and Erin Elizabeth were covering all the holistic doctors that were suddenly just committing suicide in the wackiest ways. You know, they committed suicide by shooting themselves in the back of the head twice, or they disappeared, or this, that, and the other thing. Dr. Madej straight up told me and Mike Decker that she was one of the doctors that was supposed to be killed, and when the Illuminati hitman showed up, he made a deal with her and said, if you leave the country, if you leave the United States, I'll let you live. Well, let me tell you what, if you met the hitman that did all those other doctors, he would never say that to you, first of all. Second of all, what do you think? You think the people that sent that hit person out are gone? They pulled COVID since then. And now she's absolutely everywhere. And she's in a plane crash that only shows up, it's only reported on social media. There's no actual news footage. There's no FAA reports. There's no anything showing an airplane going down. Airplanes don't go down unnoticed. They don't go down and then not get reported. It has to be reported. Do you see what I'm saying? The only place she showed up was on that dude Stu Peters' show, the kid that used to be a rapper or whatever. So remember that. Try to warn people of things, and because they like who I'm talking about, they get mad at me. It is what it is. You want the truth or don't you? You know what I'm saying? At any rate. Be grateful, because it could be much worse. Oh, I'm looking in the river. I'm like, what just jumped in the river? It's somebody's dog. I see. Look at these things. Aren't those beautiful? Sitting up there, slowly turning, making power for whomever, because it doesn't end up in your pocketbook, you know what I mean? Killing off all the animals around them, killing birds that fly through them, costing bazillions to be installed. And meanwhile, your electric bill continues to go up because, you know what? This is the New World Order, and they will do what they want, and you'll do exactly what they say or die trying. At any rate, Richie from Boston, I'm out.